Nearly 2 months after release of Elden Ring, speedrunners have already managed to break Elden Ring to a point where the game can now be beaten in under 7 minutes, through just a few extremely game-breaking glitches and skips. Very recently, the world record of the Any Unrestricted category, which is the fastest way to complete the game, was beaten by runner Seeker TV after being held by runner Distortion 2 for just a few weeks. Seeker managed to beat Elden Ring in 6 minutes and 46 seconds, a 13-second improvement over Distortion 2's recent world record of 6 minutes and 59 seconds. Even though this new world record is still far from an optimal time, it is another milestone in the world record progression of Elden Ring's arguably most popular speedrun category so far, despite it only having a few runners. However, how much attention this new milestone will get is yet to be seen, as I was surprised to see another person uploading speedruns of Any Unrestricted to YouTube, with times several minutes faster than both the new and old records from Seeker and Distortion, and even beating the time of the recently posted Taz run of 3 minutes and 30 seconds and claiming that these times were legitimate. The seemingly unorthodox methods used by this person to beat the game go against any conventional way of performing an Any % run, and with already so many raised eyebrows in the community towards these runs, it's about time to debunk these times. As it's clear that the main difference between this person and already established runners is that this person is creating fake runs and passing them off as real. Although a part of the Elden Ring speedrun community already doubts the legitimacy of these runs, there's a comparatively large viewer base seemingly assuming that the methods used by this person were in fact the conventional methods used in an Any % Unrestricted speedrun, which isn't the case at all. As their times continue to gain a lot of traction, as well as it raising eyebrows in the community, it almost entirely takes away the intention from real accomplishments in Elden Ring speedrunning. Before we look at the times of this person, I want to make it clear that at no point should anyone attempt to seek out and harass this person over the contents of this video. The purpose of this video is purely to debunk their videos. People creating fake speedruns and passing them off as real do not deserve any more attention than getting exposed anyway. Let's get started. The run starts as any other run by spawning a player in the intro after the opening cutscene. A runner's first objective is to grab the tarnished wizened finger, followed by opening the door. For this small section of running in particular, the runner already starts by displaying some less than optimal rolling through some chairs that are normally simply dodged by speedrunners, as demonstrated here by Seeker. After this odd little time loss, instead of opening the door, running outside and performing a zip into Stormville Castle, the runner opens their map and begins to place random markers on the map, followed by continuously pressing some random buttons, while making their way to the door and repeating this process a few times. Note that pressing these buttons randomly and placing markers doesn't actually do anything, and is simply used by the runner to create the illusion that they're setting up a glitch or exploit, which isn't the case at all. Just after interacting with the door and the door still blocking the player, the runner suddenly launches forward, passing through the door and into the distance. What this runner is performing here is not a zip, since a zip accounts for collision and will block a player that's trying to zip against the door. Instead, the runner is pressing a hotkey in Cheat Engine to trigger a feature called No Clip, to instantly clip through walls and objects and fly off into the distance, while trying to pass this off as being a zip. Looking at a legitimate example by Distortion 2, after interacting with the door, the runner would instantly quit out here to skip the door animation to save some in-game time before setting up a zip outside. After a small period of no-clipping in the air, the runner then receives Godric's Remembrance. Note that this isn't part of the run and simply a side effect of no-clip. Since the runner gains so much distance from Stormville Castle, the arena that Godric is in has despawned, making him fall through the map and instantly killing him. The runner then begins by rapidly spinning their camera, creating more illusions that a glitch or exploit is being set up for what happens next. What happens next is either triggering an intentional death through yet another hotkey in Cheat Engine, or intentionally hitting a kill plane somewhere through their spinning, although this is probably not the case. After dying, the game somehow respawns a runner in the stone plateau where they are able to finish the game. Normally, reaching the stone platform is impossible without even killing Malekith, as the stone platform is part of Leyndell, Ashen Capital, and the Ashen Capital does not exist in the world until a flag for beating Malekith is set by the game. One way that the runner could have reached the stone platform is by modifying values in Cheat Engine, such as last sighted grace to take them to the stone platform after her death, as well as modifying flags for defeating Elden Beast, as defeating Elden Beast is mandatory to spawn the Queen Marika statue to trigger the ending cutscene and trigger the credits. Another way this runner could have reached the stone platform is through the act of splicing. A spliced video is one made out of multiple different recordings which were edited together to look like a single recording. It's possible that the runner loaded a save file in which they already defeated Elden Beast, just after the loading screen, followed by them reloading the game to warp to the stone platform, and then editing the footage to appear as if it was one single segment. It's difficult to say for sure what the exact method was that this person used to warp to the stone platform, but it's clear that this is not possible without killing the required bosses Malekith and Elden Beast as mentioned before. The zips used in the Any Unrestricted speedrun are not created by using cheat engine at all. Zipping is a legitimate glitch that is used in the real Any Unrestricted speedrun to heavily sequence break the game and speed up the run a lot. What this runner did instead was using cheat engine to modify several game values and using arbitrary movements to create the illusion that their movements were used to either perform a zip or some other type of arbitrary self-proclaimed glitch, which isn't the case at all. The same situation and evidence applies for both their 123-minute speedrun and their newer 59-second speedrun, since their execution is nearly identical, although one just being slightly faster than the other. Their clarifications towards people questioning their video in the comment section is met with vague responses that lack any sort of logical explanation. This person has not only made a complete mockery out of the niche group of Any Unrestricted speedrunners, they also took away all the attention from the recent legitimate world record run from Seeker, with their fake runs amassing over 250,000 views. With the Any Unrestricted run being so broken, it's important to distinguish legitimate attempts and runs from fake runs like these. Some of these fake speedruns that have been uploaded to YouTube are obvious parodies, but as some people might view this person's fake runs in the same way, there was no indication of it being a joke run whatsoever and was passed off as legitimate runs. Today, I noticed the same person uploaded an obvious joke speedrun. What their motives are for doing this is unclear. Perhaps it's damage control knowing their video would get exposed eventually, or to confuse and fool their audience into thinking this was all a joke after gaining a lot of subscribers and views from their supposedly legitimate runs. If you want to watch a real achievement instead, then please go watch the recent Any Unrestricted world record by Seeker, in which they beat the game in 6 minutes and 46 seconds, which will be linked in the video description. Although this is far from an optimal run, Seeker's execution in this run is noteworthy, and displays the raw skill and culmination of countless hours of zip practice. Thanks for watching this video.